Welcome everybody back for some more Minecraft on the channel. Hopefully in today's episode we have some better visual and the audio and stuff is brilliant because I've done some changes to my settings, but that's enough about that and let's get into today's episode. So in the last episode we went down in the caves and we went mining and we got ourselves a bunch of new resources. We got 9 diamonds, some iron, some gold, obviously some more iron smelting in there. We also set up this little base camp. Always walk over these campfires without knowing, and we have ourselves a little, I was going to say a tree. I think it's got a special name, the azalea bush, which will probably grow up into a tree at some point unless it doesn't work like that, in which case it stays as a cool little thing. I might just put a bit of string on it, but I have no idea. So quickly, what we're going to do for today's episode, well, see that little nether portal up there? We're going to go in there and we're going to unlock some more achievements. Now, this is filling up a bucket full of lava. This is going into the nether and then obviously needing to do these two, which sort of goes towards the end of the game, but we're not kind of going to rush into finishing the game. I kind of want to go look in the nether and see what there is to see. We have a lot of stuff in our inventory, which we are definitely just going to dump into this chest and make a little bit of a mess, but that is absolutely fine. I'm going to go ahead and put our extra stuff in there, get ourselves some extra iron and that kind of stuff, and a couple of torches. Make sure the obsidian's in there, and of course the water is not going to work, but we do also need some building blocks, but of course we only have 8 building blocks. But luckily we are going to the nether, which is obviously where there are tons and tons and tons of netherrack, which is easy to do. So we'll say goodbye to the base and head into the nether. Remember guys, we are trying to complete all the achievements in the game and not use too many guides on the internet. Just play Minecraft as it is and how it was intended to go. So we need to go deeper. Here we are in I think this is a crimson forest. So number one, we need to remember where our portal is. So I think we'd press F. That's a screenshot. This button here, which allows us to know exactly where our coordinates are, and I have no idea where it tells us which thing we are, which biome we are in, but I believe it is a crimson forest. No idea. But let's head back. Let's head around and do a little bit of a tour. Luckily, I do have a shield out, so that is good. It doesn't look like a very good nether spawn in terms of height and in terms of where a fortress might be, and I believe it is quite the height my portal is at. So it's going to take a while to go ahead and get down, and it doesn't look like there's an easy way down either. So, we need to get down there, obviously, but it looks to me like that's going to be a lot harder than I think. We can get over to there quite easily, but then we obviously need to get out of this biome, because I'm not sure the fortresses spawn in this particular biome. So we will need to head down at some point. There's not really an easy way of getting down places in the nether. Okay, it looks like we are on like relatively solid ground. Depends how big this lava lake is below us. Like I said, we haven't really got that much building blocks to go with. I think we could probably get over to that area over there. But again, not going to be easy to get around in this nether spawn, unfortunately, which is kind of what I was hoping for. So I'm going to go ahead and sort of dig in this general direction for a little bit. Obviously, it's not going to take me too long to go ahead and get around. I might actually sort of dig down sort of diagonally. So the portal is obviously here. So if I go ahead and kind of dig a little too wide tunnel going down, obviously torch up as we go, and then we can get down into the lower depths of the world. Which gets us to here. You see, building it down is quite difficult when there's no water involved. There is an Enderman over there, though. So what I'm going to do is quickly build myself a little safety net. There is also lava above me. Really dig in this direction. The pickaxe is actually about to pop. I am thinking that I was right in thinking that this is all kind of the same old, kind of very but what I'm thinking is the more we go this direction, the better it's going to be. So I'm going to go ahead and dig this way. I'll see you guys in a moment. Okay, and here we have it. So I've dug a little bit further, and it seems we can go a little bit lower down, which is obviously good. Not sure if we can go quite a step down just yet, but does look like we can start heading down in a minute. This obviously gets us slightly closer to the ground. So that's always a good kind of start, I suppose. Obviously this is very, very scary. Obviously my keep inventory is on, but I don't particularly want to be using that feature too much. Obviously we can come fix this in the future. So we build up to come back on ourselves to come back down one more notch. Obviously trying to make this as smooth as a process as it possibly can be, to which we are now on the edge of a tree. But that brings us down to here, and we can now get down to the lower parts of the Nether, and we still have quite a straight path. See, it's much easier to build down when there's actually okay, That takes us to there. And then we can build this one along as well. Just so I can feel a little bit safer when trying to get around. So that brings us to here, and then from here we can then sort of turn again. So that gets us to here. We can then build another wall and then head back. Kind of down again, I suppose. Again. Not even sure we're heading in the right direction for a fortress, but still, a lot better than coming down on a little bit of a whim here. But I believe that if we do this, and then connects us up to here. Which is very much in the middle of a lava lake. But it will then take us down here, and we can now, I believe, to some extent, explore the lower depths of the Nether. Now, actually finding this, when we obviously come out of here, is kind of a little bit of a priority. Obviously I'm going to make a couple of ladders, which will help us to obviously get down. And obviously it'll help us get back up as well at some point. There we go. And then we can explore the kind of lower depths a little bit better. Again, no idea if that took us anywhere closer to a fortress or anything like that, but it makes it a little bit easier for me to go ahead and explore. Obviously, you need to be careful of that Enderman. Obviously, we will need Enderman at some point. We just don't want to look at him at the moment because he will take us out. But yeah, there's a couple of Endermen. Other than that, we are all good in here. But it looks to me like we're in a big crimson forest, so it's gonna take a little while to obviously find ourselves a Nether fortress. Can you climb these, by the way? Cool. That's good to know. I threw away all my food. There's a lava lake there. I've also lost where I actually got down here, despite leaving a little cobblestone little path for myself. Okay, it's up there. I think this is a massive crimson forest, or whatever it's called. That Enderman scared me. Yeah, I think this is just going to be a big thing. So let's head home and so we can prepare a little bit better. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try and get one of those guys over there, the Striders, get myself a saddle, which means exploring a little bit more in the overworld to try and find a location for a saddle. Actually, gonna trying to find my way back out. Well, there's another Enderman. The Nether is definitely a tricky place to get around, especially if you get yourself lost. Which I have done. Trying to get back over there. But if I jump down, I'm going to die. Right. Let's get home. I'll meet you guys there, where we can set up a little bit of a game plan to get in here and find ourselves a fortress. Okay, so I've just come through my portal, and I am very far away from the village and from where the initial portal is. Not really sure why, but I can't sprint. I've got no food, so it's going to be a long little walk back. Now, I don't really know why I've spawned all the way over here, but a little bit of deep frog. And head back home. I believe it's night time, so I should, in theory, be able to go ahead and sleep. Try not to jump on the lily pads from too high up either. But yeah, made it in back into the village where we can go ahead and plant some more stuff up. Say hello to the iron golem. See, punch the sheep, but I was actually trying to look for a bed. Luckily, when it comes to trying to find ender pearls, is going to be easy because we have a Fletcher, a clerk, I should say, which we can sell rotten flesh to and all that stuff. Get all that farming stuff all set up and ready anyway. At a bit of a later date, but let's go ahead and punch some of this stuff down. Get ourselves a bunch of wheat. And of course, head back to camp and get ourselves some bread on the go. 3, 2, 1, chicken. Oh, and speaking of chicken, cook ourselves a fresh little chicken. I thought that was going to be me dead then. I do know that we have some food somewhere. Here it is. So we don't have to use all the bread resources up as of yet. Come on, eat the pork. And then we can obviously make the bread, which gives us 15 bread. So I'm going to sit and I'm going to wait for the rain to go away because it is horrible weather out and nobody else wants to see this. So I'll see you guys when it stops raining or it becomes nighttime. I also have no idea why, I think you can see it in the distance over there, why it spawned a nether portal all the way over there when we obviously went into the nether there. So I don't know what's going on there, but I did see a glimpse of a Nether Fortress on the way back to here, so it doesn't look like it's going to be too far of a go anyway. But we'll see what happens. I'm going to wait for the rain to disappear. And I'll see you guys when it stops raining. And there we have it. With a little sleep later, it is now nice and relatively sunny out. Sun is just coming up across the hill. So let's talk base plans as well. In this episode, we've got a little bee here as well. Obviously, has spawned from a bit of a beehive. Now, I think my original base will be, well, what you see right now. I might build a little bit of a better looking shelter. Kind of make like a cool little campsite feel kind of thing to it. I've got no idea where that bee came from, by the way. I thought it was going to be on one of these trees, but nope. So maybe he's down there. I'm not sure where did you come from, friend? But yes, I'm gonna build a kind of campsite sort of vibe, kind of feel, kind of build a tent or something like that. Have some nature and some trees around and about. But first things first, we've got a little campsite going. So let's build ourselves a couple more chests and stuff. I also really want to go back to, I was going to say the jungle, but I'm pretty sure we had a bunch of bamboo. So go ahead and obviously plant this. Obviously this grows extremely quickly, so I'm not too worried about running out. And then eventually we'll build ourselves a lovely little like a bamboo hut kind of thing, which would be really cool. And then eventually we can flatten out this whole cliff here, make it a little bit more realistic, have a staircase, have like a big base at the top there, like a big like sort of castle looking thing, and then have some stairs coming down here, and then obviously going down into the village. And then we can sort of flatten out all this area and all this area here as well. And then obviously when we get the elytra and stuff in the future, we can then explore the world a little bit easier and a lot faster as well. But yeah, I think that's where I'm going to leave today's episode here. Obviously, we've gone ahead and gone into the Nether. Not the best Nether spawn in the world. And yeah, I was hoping for a little bit of a better sort of thing. But we did go ahead and get ourselves a newer achievement. So yeah. I hope you guys did enjoy it nonetheless. Again, these episodes are supposed to be back to basics. Sort of what YouTube was originally when I first started recording videos. Going back completely to basics, just playing the game how it should do with minimal editing. And hopefully you guys enjoy. And you guys can see a little bit of my vision over here. With a cool little base set up like a little starter camp, which we will keep. And then our main base will go on top of this mountain with dungeons being the Nether and that kind of thing like that. No idea why it spawned a extra portal all the way in the distance over there, but it did. I don't even know if you can see it from here. I don't know if we can even see it from here. Nope. Oh yeah, it's right there above my cursor in the middle. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it nonetheless, and I'll see you guys in the next one where we can start thinking about base plans.